Hey guys, welcome to the video. This new cheese is something that I've been using offline for many months. It's extremely effective and it can be used in all ranks. I figured it's probably best that instead of just showing it to you, that I go through and break down why we use it, when we use it, how to use it properly, and just a few other tips I picked up along the way to help you get the most out of the cheese itself. The TLD of why we do this is quite simple. It gets our bot lane ahead and it doesn't put us too far behind in the top lane. Sometimes it's even going to put us ahead, so really everyone is winning. But the backstory itself behind why we do it comes down to the top lane meta in Season 11. It's pretty much just a counter pick meta. So there are a lot of champions that completely stop Sion in his tracks during the laning phase. Basically, once they pick these champions, Sion cannot win the lane. The best case scenario is that you're going 0-0. Obviously, this isn't very fun, so I figured out a way to get around that, and this cheese is the outcome of that. So like I was saying, as you're going to see in a lot of these clips, most of the time when I'm doing this cheese, it's into matchups that Sion as a champion struggles to have an impact against. So against Aatrox, Darius, Set, Maud, the list actually goes on and on. Basically any champion I can't attempt to beat in the lane, I'll probably give the cheese a crack. The idea is even if the cheese doesn't work, I wasn't going to win the lane anyway, so we may as well give it a shot. But with that being said, the cheese will work almost every time you do it. Not only should you be doing this cheese when you can't beat your opponent, but you should also be doing it if it greatly benefits your bot lane. For example, if the enemy is playing something off meta, such as a Yasuo bot lane, or if you have an ADC that can easily carry the game, such as a Draven, all it takes is one kill and then he just runs rampant. So there definitely are other factors for which you should be thinking or considering doing this cheese in a game. Sion is a very resilient champion. If he's behind, it doesn't matter too much, so you can afford to give up the lane pressure in the early stages of the game and still come back and win. Another thing I look out for when I'm doing this cheese is my bot lane's CC capabilities at level 1. Do they have anything to follow up my CC chain? If they do, it's always a good choice. Or on the flip side, how squishy are the opponent bot lane? Can we easily pick them off without any struggle? All it takes is one CC chain and they're dead. If so, we should probably cheese them. Obviously, you guys are smart lads. You can see where you need to stand, what you need to do, but there are some things you probably aren't picking up on that I want to share. Basically, a lot of the time you're going to walk into that brush and your team is going to try and follow you. They're going to try to stack the bush. This isn't what we want. We want our bot lane to play the lane as if we're not even there. This is not only going to reduce the chances of your teammates fucking the cheese up, but it's also going to give the enemy bot laners the confidence to walk forward and play the lane as they always would, which puts them in a compromising position for our Q. So it makes it very easy for our Q to land, whereas if we stack the bush, there is a chance your opponent, your team is going to attack before your Q lands, or they can still flash away because they're so close to the tower. Okay, some tips to help you get the most out of this cheese. I would always recommend you keep an eye on your top laner. So make sure you see if he's pushing the wave. If he's hard pushing the wave, that means it's probably going to crash, or he has the ability to not deny you a lot of creeps. So you need to keep that in mind. If he's pushing, you need to TP as soon as the cheese is done. Don't fuck around. Whereas if he is slow pushing, which is going to be the case most of the time, they're going to think you're AFK, they're going to be pinging MIA. But if they do this, you can take advantage of this. So what I do as a rule of thumb is if I manage to pick off the enemy ADC, I'm going to help my laners push the wave in. I'm going to help them, as in I'm going to take some of their creeps and their experience. The concept behind it is that we're going to share this experience and deny the enemy ADC farm and gold. If we manage to do this, we're going to teleport top with an EXP lead. It's going to allow your bot lane to go and spend the gold they just made. So everyone really wins here, except for the enemy ADC. On the flip side, if we kill the support but not the ADC, I'm just going to immediately teleport to the top because I don't want the enemy ADC getting an experience gap over our ADC. So I think I have missed out on a potentially very important section of this video, which is what do you do when the cheese goes wrong? Although it does work most of the time, it is inevitable that eventually something isn't going to go to plan. The bot laner is going to randomly walk into the brush, or it doesn't really matter what it is, something will go wrong eventually. What I generally do is if it goes wrong right away, like they ward the brush or whatever, you get spotted, they know you're doing it. What I'd recommend you do is you immediately teleport to the top lane, except I would say teleport onto a caster minion. So if you can get the last caster minion, this will automatically make your wave start pushing in your direction, which means you've kind of not completely wasted your teleport. So what you've done is you've used your teleport to set up a slow push, which your jungler can then come and punish, or at least you're not pushing in their direction and going to get zoned out because you gave up some creeps to attempt that cheese. So TLDR, teleport to one of the caster minions, not your tower. And yeah, the goal is to set up the wave in your favor. And of course, there are other times where you're just going to have to simply adapt. A few times in this video so far, you've seen things not go according to plan, and I have played around it, whether it means that I wait an extra minute just to get them on the way back, or I try intersect the enemy opponents because I know they're not going to path towards me. Whatever the case, constantly be adapting your gameplay to suit the situation. There is actually more to this playstyle than just the cheese. The cheese is just the beginning of it. So the concept is you can't win top, and that means your goal is to win the game through your bot lane. Obviously at the level 1 cheese, you're getting your bot lane ahead, but then this transitions into an entire playstyle where your teleport actually syncs up with your ultimate. Because you use the teleport so soon in the game, it syncs up. The time you get it back is around the same time you hit level 6. So you need to make sure that you are playing in according to that strategy where every time your ult comes up and your teleport is up, you are ganking the bot lane. It is a great way to tilt the enemy bot lane because it just feels like their top laner is not doing anything. You're not even trying to beat your top laner, you're trying to beat their bot lane. And this is a very frustrating playstyle for them to play against. By the way, this exact tactic can be used on the flip side of the map. So if you're playing support Sion, you can easily just take teleport, run it top, do the exact same thing to your top laner, teleport bot. Also works just as much, if not even better, because the bot lane just thinks that you're in a bush hiding, so they won't even ping MIA. I'm probably going to release a video soon, a full gameplay of how I utilize this strat and after the cheese. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you leave a like on the video and a comment letting me know that's what you want to see. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, learnt a lot, and I know you're going to have fun doing this cheese. Let's just hope we don't use it too much to the point where it becomes too obvious, which is a concern of mine. Anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.
Y'all ain't on this level, bitches, Tilterella.